The world was on the edge of its seat. It was one of those days that would go down in history. Pope Tagle, the first Asian pope, was about to speak to everyone. Millions were tuning in, their hearts racing with excitement. This wasn't just any speech. It felt like a ray of hope. You could really feel the weight of the moment in the air. But Pope Tagle was calm and collected. His words were warm and seemed to reach people all over the world. It marked the start of a new chapter for the Catholic Church, one focused on love and understanding. So please subscribe. The channel Vatican City sparkled under the bright Italian sun. Its ancient walls and stunning buildings had seen so much history, faith, and tradition. St. Peter's Basilica, with its breathtaking dome reaching up to the blue sky, stood as a symbol of the Church's lasting legacy. This small city-state, the heart of the Catholic world, was about to witness a moment that would be remembered forever. The atmosphere was buzzing with excitement as thousands gathered, their faces reflecting hope, joy, and respect. Everyone was on the lookout, hearts pounding in sync, waiting for the new leader of the Catholic Church to appear. Pilgrims traveled from all over the globe to be part of this historic day. They came from different countries and spoke different languages, but they were all united by their faith. The streets of Vatican City were alive with a colorful mix of cultures, each traveler bringing their own story, hopes, and prayers. It was a true pilgrimage, a journey that crossed borders and brought the global Catholic community together. For Filipino Catholics, it was a huge moment of pride. Their beloved Chito Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, affectionately called Chito, was about to take on the top job in the Catholic Church. People in the Philippines and around the world celebrated this milestone with joy and enthusiasm. It was a big acknowledgement of their strong faith and the important role they've played in the Catholic community worldwide. Their beloved Chito was now the shepherd of Catholics everywhere. Cardinal Tagle was known for his humility, kindness, and deep understanding of faith, making him a favorite among the faithful. His journey from the Philippines to the Vatican showed just how dedicated he was to the Church. As he stood there among the crowd, everyone felt a shared sense of pride and happiness, like one of their own was stepping up to lead the global Catholic community. The crowd was a beautiful mix of cultures and languages, all standing together. Flags from various nations waved in the breeze, showcasing the universal spirit of the Catholic Church. People from all walks of life came together, united in a sense of solidarity. It was a strong reminder of the Church's mission to connect people, to foster understanding and compassion. They were all looking for guidance, comfort, and inspiration in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. The faithful were really looking to their leaders for some hope and guidance. The new pope, with his kind vibe and deep wisdom, was seen as a shining light, a source of comfort and strength. The crowd's prayers and hopes showed just how strong their faith was and how much they longed for a kinder, better world. As Pope Tagle stepped up to the podium, you could feel the hush in the crowd. The excitement was through the roof, and the air was thick with emotion. Everyone was hanging on his every word, eager to hear what he had to say. This was a big moment, one that people would remember for years to come. The silence wasn't just quiet. It felt like a deep collective breath, a pause before starting a new chapter in the Church's history. His gentle smile said it all. It radiated warmth, compassion, and a strong sense of responsibility. It reassured everyone that they were in good hands. Pope Tagle's smile reflected who he was, a humble guy committed to serving the Church and its people with love and grace. He was all set to lead with that same humility and grace. When he finally spoke, his words were full of wisdom and compassion. He talked about unity, love, and the Church's mission to help the world. He reminded everyone that it was their shared job to look out for one another and to create a world filled with justice and peace. As he spoke to the crowd, it was clear that Pope Tagle wasn't just a leader. He was like a shepherd, guiding his flock with a gentle touch and a compassionate heart. Pope Tagle kicked off his address by acknowledging the tough challenges we face today. He stood in front of a sea of faces, each one reflecting the struggles and hopes of people everywhere. His voice was calm but firm, carrying the weight of his message throughout the assembly. He talked about poverty, injustice, and the climate crisis. These weren't just big ideas. They were real issues affecting millions of lives every day. He painted a vivid picture of the suffering faced by those on the margins of society, the cries for justice ringing out in the streets, and the silent but devastating impact of environmental issues. His words weren't meant to condemn, but were a call to action. He stressed that recognizing these problems was just the first step. The real challenge was how we respond. Would we ignore it all, or would we step up, driven by compassion and a sense of shared responsibility? He urged everyone to embrace unity and solidarity in a world often torn apart by race, religion, and politics. He called for us to come together, to bridge the gaps. He spoke about the strength in diversity, the beauty of different cultures and traditions uniting for a common cause. He reminded us that we're all children of God. This simple yet profound truth was at the heart of his message. No matter our differences, we all share a common humanity, a divine spark that connects us. He encouraged us to see the face of God in everyone we meet, treating each other with the dignity and respect we all deserve. Our differences shouldn't divide us. They should enrich us. He highlighted stories of communities coming together, with people from different backgrounds working side by side to build a better world. These stories showed the power of unity, proving that when we join forces, we can accomplish amazing things. He called for a church that welcomes everyone, no matter their background or beliefs. He imagined a church that feels like a safe haven for everyone, a place where anyone can feel at home. He talked about how important it is to be inclusive, to break down the walls that divide us, and to create a community built on love and acceptance. His words were like a soothing balm, reminding us of how powerful love and forgiveness can be in a world that often feels angry and divided. His message was like a bright light of hope. He reminded us that love can heal, bring people together, and help us build a better future for everyone. His call for unity wasn't just a wish. It was a strong reminder of what we can accomplish when we open our hearts and minds. Pope Tagle's vision was crystal clear. He saw a church that engages with the challenges of the 21st century. He highlighted how important it is to embrace science, technology, and conversation. He pushed for the church to be a source of progress instead of a roadblock. He spoke passionately about climate change, calling it a moral duty. He reminded us that we need to take care of God's creation. He urged world leaders to step up and act decisively, putting aside their own interests for the sake of future generations. As his words spread across the globe, a wave of emotion washed over the audience. People were moved to tears of joy. Strangers hugged each other, united by a shared sense of hope. Pope Tagle's message crossed borders and languages, from the busy streets of Manila to quiet villages in Africa. Celebrations broke out, and social media lit up with messages of gratitude and inspiration. World leaders praised Pope Tagle's vision and leadership. It felt like a new chapter was beginning. Pope Tagle shared personal stories that really brought his message of love and compassion to life. He talked about his humble beginnings in the Philippines and shared experiences from his ministry, highlighting the need to serve the poor and marginalized. He told the story of a young woman who had lost her faith and how acts of kindness and understanding helped her find her way back to God. These heartfelt stories struck a chord with people everywhere. Throughout his talk, Pope Tagle kept stressing the importance of humility. He reminded us that real leadership is all about serving others. He called for a church that's less about hierarchy and more about being inclusive. He emphasized the need for conversation and understanding, both within the church and with other faiths. I stand before you today, not as someone with all the answers, but as someone who believes deeply in the power of unity and love. It is often said that we are stronger together than we are alone, and it is a truth I have seen reflected in the lives of so many people. When we come together, when we join hands in common purpose, we can accomplish more than we could ever achieve by standing apart. This is a moment for us to reflect on the power we hold as a collective, as a community. In this world where so much divides us, whether it be our differences in culture, language, or belief, it is crucial that we remember our shared humanity. It is easy to focus on the things that separate us, the reasons why we don't agree or see eye to eye. But if we only focus on those differences, we miss the beauty of what binds us together. At the heart of every human being, no matter their background, is a desire to be seen, to be heard, and to be loved. We are all part of the same family, and we are all called to care for one another as brothers and sisters. When I stood before the people of the world, I wanted my message to transcend borders, to reach beyond the walls of language, culture, and geography. This was not just a speech, this was an invitation to everyone, regardless of where they come from, to come together and build something beautiful. It is a call for us to remember that we are capable of so much more when we are united, when we lift each other up and work as one. The world needs this unity now more than ever. It is in this collective strength that we will find the answers to the problems we face. This is not just an abstract concept. It is something I have seen with my own eyes. I have witnessed the power of people coming together, putting aside their differences to achieve something greater than themselves. I have seen people from all walks of life, people who may have never met before, join hands and share in the work of building a better world. I have seen activists marching for causes they believe in, and volunteers working tirelessly to make their communities stronger. These are the people who have answered the call to love one another, to care for one another, and to act on that love in tangible ways. As I speak today, I want you to think of the people in your life who have made a difference, the teachers who inspire us, the parents who love us unconditionally, the neighbors who offer a helping hand when we need it most. These are the examples of love and hope that surround us every day, and these are the examples that we must follow. We cannot afford to wait for someone else to make the first move. We must all take responsibility for creating the world we want to live in. And let us remember, it is through love that we find our true strength. Love is the force that connects us all, that binds us together in a common purpose. It is the thread that weaves through every interaction, every decision, every moment of kindness that we extend to one another. And love does not ask for recognition or reward. It simply gives. It offers hope. It offers support. It offers understanding. In a world that often feels divided, love is the glue that can hold us all together. Hope, too, is a powerful force. It is easy to become disheartened by the challenges we face. It is easy to look at the state of the world and feel overwhelmed, as though the problems are too big to overcome. But I am here to tell you today that hope is never lost. No matter how dark the night may seem, there is always light on the horizon. We must not lose sight of hope, for it is through hope that we find the strength to keep going, even when the road is hard. I have seen countless people overcome impossible odds, people who have faced hardships that many of us can hardly imagine, and yet they continue to press forward, fueled by hope. This is the resilience of the human spirit. This is the power of hope. It is not just in moments of triumph that we see hope at work. It is also in the quiet moments, the ones when no one is watching, the ones when we are simply doing our best to love and care for those around us. Hope is not a grand gesture. It is the small, everyday actions that make a difference. It is in the smile you offer to a stranger, the meal you share with someone in need, the hand you extend to someone who feels lost. These are the moments that fill the world with light, that inspire others to do the same. As I look out at the faces before me, I see the eager eyes of young people, full of potential and promise. I see the thoughtful expressions of those who have lived long enough to understand the weight of responsibility that comes with loving others. Together, we form a community that is strong and resilient. Together, we have the power to change the world. We are the ones who will pass on this message of hope to the generations that follow. And that is why I am here today, to leave a legacy of hope, a legacy that will inspire those who come after us to continue the work we have started. I am not here to give you all the answers. I am here to remind you that we are all capable of greatness, that each of us has something unique to offer the world. Together, we can build a future that is brighter, more just, and more compassionate. We can create a world where love and hope are not just ideals, but realities that shape every aspect of our lives. But this journey is not an easy one. We will face challenges, we will encounter obstacles, and we will sometimes feel like giving up. But we must not. In those moments, we must remember that we are not alone. We have one another, and together there is nothing we cannot overcome. When I look at the world today, I see so many people working for justice, for peace, for love. I see activists marching in the streets, standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity. I see community members coming together to build something greater than themselves, to make the world a better place for those who come after us. This is the world we are creating, a world where people of all backgrounds, all beliefs, and all cultures can come together to work for the common good. And what is the role of the church in all of this? The church is not just a place of worship, it is a beacon of hope, a light in the darkness. The church is a community of people bound together by faith, love, and hope. It is a place where we can come together to support one another, to find strength in our shared beliefs, and to work toward a common goal. The church's outreach programs, its missions of mercy and service, are a testament to the power of faith in action. Through the church, we can bring about positive change in the world, not just through words, but through deeds. As I finish speaking today, I leave you with a simple message. Let us walk together, hand in hand, toward a brighter future. Let us face the challenges of our time with courage and compassion. Let us remember that we are all children of God, meant to love and support one another. The journey will not always be easy, but together we can make the world a better place. Let us walk together, not as individuals, but as one united community, working for peace, justice, and love. Let us make that our legacy, and let it be a legacy that endures for generations to come. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, God Always, for more cool videos and interesting content.